Hello, dear students. Today we are going to study spermatogenesis or how sperm formation takes place. You know, sperm is also known as gamete cell. We have two gametes. One is ova and second one is sperm. So this sperm takes part in fertilization. This is also known as gamete. Now we will see how this sperm formation occurs. So, it is the process of formation of mature haploid sperm from diploid cell. So, diploid cell means the parent cell is having 46 chromosomes, or we can say 2n chromosomes, and sperm is having half number of chromosomes, or 23 chromosomes. So, sperm is haploid cell. And how this haploid cell formation takes place, that occurs in spermatogenesis. Now, we will see location where spermatogenesis occurs. What is the site for spermatogenesis? You know, we have testes, part of male reproductive system, contains seminiferous tubules. Contains seminiferous tubules. So testes are made up of, testes have seminiferous tubules, and these seminiferous tubules are lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium. Let's look here. The seminiferous tubules are lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium, and lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium. These germinal epithelium have cells, develop some cells known as primordial germ cell, known as primordial germ cell, having 46 chromosomes. Now, the testes have seminiferous tubules. They are lined by cuboidal germinal epithelium, and from this germinal epithelium, primordial germ cells occurs. Primordial germ cells formation takes place having 46 chromosomes. Now, we will see process of spermatogenesis. How this spermatogenesis occurs, as we have already mentioned, there is reduction of chromosomes from 46 it goes to 23. This all goes in the process known as spermatogenesis. Now the process of spermatogenesis, it has been divided into three phases. We have number one phase, that is multiplication phase. We have second phase, that is growth phase, and we have third phase, that is maturation phase. So the sperm formation occurs through three phases. After that, sperm formation is completed. Now we will see what happens in three phases. Now we will see, first of all, let us look towards this diagram. This is a primordial germ cell having 46 chromosomes. This primordial germ cell divides into two cells. This divides into two cells having same number of chromosomes, 46 and 46. Again, these two cells also divide and forms total 4 cells. So there is formation of 4 cells. This is the primordial germ cell that is present in seminiferous tubules. This cell divides and forms 4 cells. And these 4 cells are termed as spermatogonia. Spermatogonia. This is spermatogonia A and this is spermatogonia B. So, whenever there is the division of cells and the chromosome number remains same, this division is termed as mitosis. This division is termed as mitosis, and this phase is known as multiplication phase, as there is formation of 4 cells from one cell. That is why this is known as multiplication phase. Now, this primordial germ cell forms spermatogonia A and spermatogonia B. When this takes place in males, it takes place at the time of puberty. When a male or when a boy attains puberty age, usually it may be 8 to 12 years, when there is change, when there is hormonal change, the person is in puberty stage or in adolescent stage, then this primordial, then spermatogenesis or sperm formation takes place. So remember, sperm formation takes place at the time of puberty. There is hormonal changes, like you have heard, androgen or testosterone. Now, this was the multiplication phase. Now this spermatogonia A, they act as a rhizosperm cells, rhizocytum cells. These act as a rhizosperm cells and they form as sperm in future. Now this spermatogonia B, this spermatogonia B goes to another phase. That phase is known as growth phase. That phase is known as growth phase. Thus we can say the spermatogonia B goes into another phase. That phase is known as growth phase. And in this growth phase, what happens? The spermatogonia is converted into primary spermatocyte. It is converted into primary spermatocyte and it grows. It takes nutrition from neighboring cells. It takes nutrition from neighboring cells. Near the sperm cells or near the primordial cells, there are another cells known as sertolic cells. Sertolic cells gives nourishment to this spermatogonia and it gets converted into primary spermatocyte. And remember, there is no change in the number of chromosome or there is no change in the number of cells. Number of cells is only one. So this phase is known as growth phase. This phase is known as growth phase. So now we have another phase that is termed as maturation phase. This is very important. Now this primary spermatocyte goes to another phase that is known as maturation phase. So what happens in maturation phase? The primary spermatocyte divides and forms two cells. These two cells are known as secondary spermatocyte. The primary spermatocyte divides and that division is the meiotic one division. So here the cells divide but there is no mitosis. This is meiosis first division or reductional division. Why this is meiosis first? Why this is reductional division? Sir, there is change in the number of cells. Two cells are formed but there is reduction of chromosomes. Look here. Look to this diagram. There is also the division of cells but the chromosome number remains same. That was the mitosis. There the primary spermatocyte goes into secondary spermatocyte through a division. That division is the meiotic division or meiosis first. There is reduction in the number of chromosomes. 23 chromosomes are taken by this spermatocyte and 23 are taken by this spermatocyte. Now primary spermatocyte gets converted into secondary spermatocyte. Now again these secondary spermatocyte again divides. So there is two division. First division was meiosis 1. Now these again divides. This secondary spermatocyte divides, forms two cells. And this secondary spermatocyte also divides and forms two cells. Thus 4 cells are formed. And these 4 cells are named as spermatid. These four cells are named as spermatoid and chromosome number remains same 23, 23, 23. Here we can say it is having 2 and full set of chromosome, and here it is having n half number of chromosomes. So listen, look here. The division is there is formation of four cells known as spermatids. So four spermatids are formed, but this division is known as meiosis second. The meiosis second is just like mitosis, as there is no change in the number of chromosomes. As the parent cell is having 23 chromosomes, daughter cell also have 23 chromosomes. Here, parent cell is having 46 chromosomes, daughter cell also having 46. So, same the chromosome number of parent, same the chromosome number of daughter cell. That is why meiosis second is just like mitosis. So, in the primary spermatocyte gets converted into secondary spermatocyte gets converted into spermatid. This phase is known as maturation phase. So, here we remember in maturation phase there is two divisions, one is meiosis first and second one is the meiosis second, and after this phase there is formation of four spermatid. Now these four spermatid get is converted into sperm cells or spermatozoa. They get is this is the maturation phase. Now what happens, this spermatid gets converted into spermatozoa. There is formation of proper formation of head, there is formation of middle part, there is formation of tail. Now we can say this is the mature spermatozoa, and the mature spermatozoa, whenever there is formation of mature spermatozoa, this is known as spermiogenesis, or simply we can say process of conversion of this spermatid into spermatozoa or sperm is known as spermiogenesis. Now this is the mature haploid sperm having head, having tail, having middle part. Now this sperm is ready for fertilization, and we can say the four sperms are formed. From one primordial cell.